Before Doom became a god, he built a religion, and its deadliest disciple wasn't a sorcerer or a king. She was a survivor who learned how to end worlds. They call her Black Swan. Born in the ashes of an incursion, raised in the Library of Worlds, sworn to a prophet named Rabum Alal, a name that would one day be revealed as Dr. Doom himself. She speaks every tongue, sees the pattern of collapsing realities, and when the moment comes, her eyes burn red and an Earth dies. Tonight, we pull back the veil on Doom's Herald of the multiverse, who she is, why she serves, and how her story could decide the fate of secret wars. Her real name is Yabat Uman Teru. She's not from our Earth. She's a survivor from a world that was erased in an incursion. Rescued and indoctrinated by an order called the Black Swans, she was raised inside the Library of Worlds, a cathedral of forbidden maps, dead languages, and collapse math. The Swans serve a prophet they call Rabum Alal, later unmasked as Dr. Doom himself. Black Swan becomes Doom's herald and navigator, the one who understands where universes collide, how to buy time, and when an Earth must die so reality can live a little longer. Cold, pragmatic, terrifyingly smart, she speaks in riddles because she knows the pattern. When negotiation fails, her eyes go crimson, and a planet falls. That's the headline. A multiversal survivor trained by Doom's secret religion, executing a plan to outlive the end of everything. Quick note. There are two Marvel Black Swans. This video is about Yabat Uman Teru, the Hickman New Avengers and Secret Wars Black Swan, not the Deadpool-era assassin. Black Swan's story begins with a siren and a red sky. Her Earth met another at the point of collision, an incursion, and her royal family died trying to hold the line. She survived, was taken by an order of women who called themselves the Black Swans, and grew up inside the Library of Worlds, learning one brutal lesson. Everything dies unless someone is willing to make the impossible choice. When an incursion targets our Earth, she arrives like an omen, calm, precise, carrying knowledge of devices that can erase a planet to save a universe. That's how the Illuminati find her, in the ruins, mid-ritual, ready to push a button no hero wants to touch. They capture her, interrogate her, and she trades answers for time, mapping the collision math, teaching them the rules. 2 Earths, 8 hours, one must fall or both universes perish. But heroes hesitate. Black Swan doesn't. As the walls of reality thin, she gravitates to the only people ruthless enough to act: Namor's Cabal, Thanos, Proxima Midnight, Corvus Glaive, Terrax. Together, they do the unthinkable, destroy doomed Earths to delay the end. To her, it isn't evil. It's triage at multiversal scale. And guiding her faith always is the name the Swans whisper like a prayer and a threat: Rabum Alal, the prophet later revealed to be Dr. Doom himself. Black Swan isn't just ruthless, she's equipped. She projects searing crimson energy from her eyes, surgical, devastating, and relentless in close quarters. Her body's been hardened by the multiverse, faster reflexes, higher pain tolerance, and the kind of durability you only earn by living through collapsing skies. But her deadliest weapon is knowledge. She speaks ancient and dead tongues, decodes star maps, and reads the collapse math of incursions like a second language. She knows where the fault lines are, which Earth to sacrifice, and which lever to pull to buy a few more hours of existence. She carries the Swan's forbidden tech and rights, planet-killer antimatter devices, ritual keys, and coded signals passed through the Library of Worlds. To heroes, those tools are unthinkable. To her, they're triage. Put simply, if an Avenger is a shield, Black Swan is a scalpel, precise, cold, and built for the ugliest choices in the multiverse. Here's the pivot that makes Black Swan essential. The prophet the Swans worship, Rabum Alal, isn't a myth. He's Dr. Doom. Doom doesn't just fight the end of everything with armor and arrogance. He builds a religion that can move in silence across dying realities. And Black Swan is his perfect instrument. She gives Doom 3 things no army can: First, reach. The swans slip between worlds, following incursion paths and finding molecule men, signals, and soft spots long before heroes even know where to look. Second, information control. The Library of Worlds is a map and a muzzle. Swan decides who learns the rules and who stays in the dark, because panic collapses universes faster than physics does. Third, triage without mercy. When Doom needs a world sacrifice to save a reality, Black Swan doesn't flinch. She enforces the doctrine. One Earth falls, so another can live long enough for Doom's greater plan. To Doom, she's a navigator, recruiter, and executioner, the herald that prepares the board so he can make the final move. To everyone else, she's a riddle with a trigger, calm voice, red eyes, and the certainty of someone who's seen the sky break more than once. That's why she matters. Without Black Swan, Doom's gospel is just theory. With her, it becomes strategy, and eventually, a throne. So how does Black Swan actually land in the MCU? Think of her as Doom's herald and the incursion translator, the character who can walk on screen and make the impossible make sense. The cleanest entrance is a cold open incursion, red sky, two Earths aligning, a panic on the streets, and a lone figure cutting through the chaos. She disables a device we don't recognize, looks up, and says the words no Avenger wants to hear. Prosody rate slow. 8 hours. One world falls or both die. From there, she becomes the exposition engine you actually want to hear, unrolling the Library of Worlds like a living map. Dead languages, collapse math, coordinates for collision points. She's not guessing, she's reporting. Her function in a Doom storyline is surgical. Scout and recruiter, she finds the few beings ruthless or desperate enough to act when heroes hesitate. Signal booster, she points the cast toward molecule men, soft spots in reality, and the pattern behind the chaos. Doctrine enforcer, when the timer hits 0, she's the one who can do what the Avengers won't. Visually, she's a gift. The crimson eye-beams aren't just blasts, they're scalpel strokes, tight, precise, terrifying against a collapsing skyline. The Library of Worlds gives you a set piece, a cathedral of star charts and broken alphabets. And when she whispers Rabum Alal, audiences lean in, because that name threads straight to Dr. Doom. Story placement, 2 obvious plays. 1, pre-Doomsday cameo to major role. Tease her in a tag or first act, then elevate her as the crisis expert once the team realizes this isn't stop a villain, it's choose a universe. 2, Doom's reveal pipeline. Use Swan to sell the religion behind Doom, not just a man in armor, but a prophet with disciples and a plan. By the time Doom steps out, the ideology is already in the room. Pair her with the most moral Avenger in the scene, someone who refuses the one must fall logic. Let Swan make the case. Let the room go quiet. That's how you see Battleworld without a lore dunk, through a believer who's seen too many skies crack. Black Swan isn't just a side character, she's the map, the doctrine, and the trigger that lets Doom play God. If she shows up in the MCU, remember this: when her eyes turn red, a choice has already been made. If this breakdown helped, hit like, smash subscribe, and ring the bell, because next on Rantent, we're tackling Doom has to win Doomsday, here's why, and the fastest path to Battleworld. Drop your take below. Should the MCU keep Black Swan ruthless, or give her a redemption arc? I'll pin the sharpest theory.